Hello everyone, Grassman here. I'd like to apologize for not posting anything for a while, just been real busy lately. And I'd like to say thanks to all who have subscribed to my channel and for all the tips for baiting my camera traps with. We'll be trying all those techniques here real soon, hopefully this fall. The video you are watching is a trip that we took this weekend. It's short and I'm going to fill in the gaps of what happened that I did not catch on film. It takes place at Little Twin Lakes, which is just north of the Pend Oreille Wildlife Refuge that I found all those previous tracks at. What brings us out to this area is how remote it is. There have been sightings over the last probably a little over 10 years in this area. Reports of actual sightings, footprints being found, hearing screams, wood knocks. Even campers have described hearing something walking into their campground late at night and smelling this sour, musky, wet fur smell. And we're there to check it out and see what we can find. So we arrived out there Saturday morning, 8 a.m. sharp, and one thing that occurred within 5 minutes of us getting out of the truck, I heard, I don't want to describe it as a knock, but almost like if you had two sticks in your hands and you banged them together twice. I heard that within 5 minutes of getting there, which made me focus on the direction it came from. A few minutes later, while we were getting our gear together, I heard another single type knock, and then I heard something stand up and walking away, and I could hear limbs and twigs breaking, and then it went quiet. I'd say it was fairly close, but I could not see through the brush because it was so thick there what it was. It could have been anything, but hearing the rhythm of those taps got my adrenaline going, and I was excited. We hiked around for a few hours out there, and we did notice a few things. One, this is a man-made lake, and the water can become pretty stagnant. And we got up on a ridge overlooking the lake, and we could smell the water. And it, like my buddy described it, it smelled like poop. So that could be one thing that people are probably smelling and saying that it's a squatch, when really it's just the water that they're smelling. Also, we heard several different types of knocks out there, but in closer examination we discovered that the place is covered with squirrels, and they're very active and annoying creatures out there. And they were dropping nuts and pine cones from the top of some of these cedar trees, and when these acorns and nuts and pine cones were falling down, they were bouncing off some of the limbs, and sure enough, it sounded like a knock. We were close enough to one of the trees when we heard this knock and realized it was a squirrel, and figured that, you know, if you were a slight distance away and you heard like a faint knock, people could mistake that as a Bigfoot, you know, knocking on a tree, when really it was just a squirrel. So just a little note to keep in the back of your mind when you're in the woods and you knock. Just don't assume immediately that it's Bigfoot. Take a look up and see if it's an annoying little squirrel. As we were hiking around, we were finding a lot of different types of animal tracks, and we found a lot of toe impressions in the soft dirt out there, but we ruled it out as a Bigfoot, and because they looked a lot like bear tracks. We did come across a couple impressions. This one picture you're going to be looking at was large. It didn't fit the characteristics of the other tracks, just because of the size of it and how flat it was. But besides that, we didn't see or experience anything besides those earlier knocks when we first got there, and this possible impression of some sort. We are planning a camping trip for a couple days in this area. We will do a series of call blasting from the ridges. It should echo across that lake nicely, and hopefully if there is anything there, we'll call it in and hopefully catch it on film.